me tell you a story that'll break your heart and warm it at the same time. It's about two brothers, Jake and Tommy, who found themselves alone in their small apartment one cold October morning. Their mother had left. No note, no goodbye, just an empty kitchen and a handful of broken promises. Jake was only 12, but he suddenly had to become both mother and father to his 7-year-old brother, Tommy. The first few days, they survived on crackers and the last few cans of soup from the back of the cupboard. But soon, even those were gone. You know what's funny about hunger? It doesn't just live in your stomach. It crawls into your thoughts, makes your hands shake, and turns the world into a fuzzy, distant place. Jake would lie awake at night, listening to Tommy's stomach growling in the next bed, and feel like his heart was being torn apart. That's when Jake started making his trips to the local grocery store. He'd slip small items into his pockets, bread, cheese, anything that could keep them going. Every time he did it, he felt sick to his stomach, but Tommy's smile when he brought food home made it somehow bearable. But the real turning point came when Jake saw that telescope in the science store window. Tommy had always been fascinated by the stars, and their mom used to tell them stories about constellations before everything changed. The telescope wasn't particularly expensive, but to two abandoned kids it might as well have been made of gold. Jake watched Tommy press his nose against the store window every day after school, eyes wide with wonder. And one day, when the store was about to close and the owner was distracted, Jake did something he never thought he'd do. He grabbed the telescope and ran. That night, as they sat on their apartment roof, looking at Jupiter's moons through their stolen telescope, Tommy turned to Jake with tears in his eyes. "Do you think Mom can see the same stars wherever she is?" he asked. Jake just pulled his little brother closer, fighting back his own tears. They say necessity is the mother of invention, but sometimes it's also the mother of desperate choices. Jake knew what he was doing was wrong, but in a world where two young boys had to fend for themselves, right and wrong weren't always as clear as the stars they watched through their stolen telescope. The brothers survived day by day, meal by meal, stolen moment by stolen moment. And while their story isn't one of perfect choices or happy endings, it's one of love. The kind of love that makes you brave enough to break rules to keep your little brother fed. The kind of love that fills empty apartments with hope. And the kind that makes you look up at the stars, even when your world has fallen apart. Sometimes the greatest acts of love come wrapped in mistakes and desperation. And sometimes, two young brothers under the vast night sky can find a way to make their own kind of family, even when the one they were born into falls apart.